Please go to the diary room.
Every single season and learn everything that there is to know about everybody.
Please make your way to the diary room.
Celebrity, Brandon. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Diary Room, a Big Brother podcast where we're trying to find the best player in Big Brother history, bracket style. We're knocking these people out of the competition three by three, I guess you could say, in each episode. Today will be no different. But today we have another great guest with us. Before I bring her in, of course, I am Matt here with Aman. Aman, how are you?
I am super excited. As of this recording, this is Big Brother premiere week. We do not yet have the cast. We have not watched the premiere, but very super excited to talk all things Big Brother with the premiere party thrower this time around. So I'm excited. And the second cookout member that we've had on the show thus far. So very excited.
Yes, we are joined today, as Aman said, by the host of all hosts when it comes to not just Big Brother premiere parties, but reality TV events. Anything that's happening today. If it's a good party, it's probably being thrown by Azah. So Azah is here with us today. Azah, how are you?
I'm doing great. That was such a nice intro, guys. That made me blush. Stop it.
We're so excited to have you.
Super excited to be here. This is going to be a lot of fun.
So the fun fact, Azah, for you is that you are the last member of the cookout that is yet to come up on this podcast. Your name has not come up on the wheel yet, but everybody else has. That's not to say everybody else has made it through. But you're the only one who hasn't come up yet. So we had to, bring you here ourselves.
Wow, that's so interesting. I'm like really surprised, wow. And you probably have had like a couple Johns or James that have gone through real just from people playing it. There's only one Azah and I haven't gone through. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not to say that you won't go through, and very easily could come up today, of course. But yeah, only one of the cookout that has not come up yet, along with Alyssa, Christian, Brent, Frenchie, and Travis are the only other players from your season that have not come up on the wheel. So maybe today.
Yeah, it is kind of surprising that it's taking this long to get everybody. I mean, I feel like before all the cookout members were showing up on the wheel, I was like, it's going to take forever for them to come through. But it feels like once we hit that first person, they just every other episode, which is another one and another one and another one. And now, now we have Azah left. And what a crazy thing it would be if Azah were to draw herself. So
right?
It's going to be very interesting.
Well, we shall see. I'll try not to be biased.
And as far as results go, Azah, just to fill you in all the way, everybody from the cookout that has come up has gone through except for Derek.
Except for DF. But
everybody else has made it through except for Derek so far.
And who was he up against?
He's up against Matt Hoffman. So it was a tough matchup.
He was up against Matt Hoffman. That's
a hard one. That's the brigade. But the creator of the pair alliances, between Matt Hoffman and Big D, that's quite a matchup.
Yeah. It was one that's been talked about to this day since. But Azah, first of all, how are you?
I am doing wonderful. I'm doing great. Summer's here, it's been a lot of just I've had my side projects I've been working off with, and then, planning my party as well too. That's coming up this week. So it's been a busy past couple of weeks. The heat has not been letting up, but it's all good. I mean, just drink some water, stay hydrated, and hope for the best, right?
Honestly, yeah, it's been crazy up here with this heat, but we're gonna make it through. We're gonna make it through. As you said, stay hydrated.
We're gonna try. Oh, and I saw Beyonce on Friday. So
you did? How was it?
I did, and the seats were pretty amazing. Yes. I went with Lonnie, who's gonna be here this week too. It was awesome. It was amazing. I mean, I was like, she could have sweat on me if she wanted to.
Yeah. Well, then you were at the same show that my twin, very pregnant sister was at. She was also.
Oh, really?
She was there as well.
Congratulations to your sister.
Thank you. I'll let her know.
Aman, you of course have been to a couple of Azah's premiere parties, so
yes, I have.
You can personally vouch for the fun times that are had there.
always a great time. Always I feel like I can never get Azah alone for like 2 seconds because she's always getting pulled in so many directions. So she's certainly this is magnetic energy each and every time. Everyone is in high spirits. It's always a good environment. You're surrounded by fans. You get the chance to meet with reality TV people that you haven't had the chance to meet, maybe. And it's always a good time. The most recent one that I did actually wasn't a premiere party. It was the Traders. Is that the finale? That was the finale.
Traders finale. Yep, that was my first one. Yep, yes.
Traders finale party at the Cauldron in NYC. So yeah, that was also a great time. And that dress, as I'm sure everyone told you that night, was stunning as hell.
Thank you. I think it gave Traders. I
did.
That's my favorite thing about events. I love dressing up. I love that. As we speak, I'm hoping that my dress will come in time, but we'll see. I always have a snafu like right before. You know, I got scammed last time. I bought a dress last year, and it actually ended up being pantyhose.
Oh no! Oh,
yeah.
Put them on blast.
Yeah, they scammed me. Yeah, yep. But it's all good. You know, things happen.
We're recording this a little bit ahead of time, so the premiere party in real time for us is coming up this week, so I'm sure everybody's very excited for that. And the time that you're listening to this, if you went, I'm sure you had a great time. If not, you'll have to make sure you get to go next year, or to anything in between, because it seems like there's more than just premiere parties happening. So all good stuff there. But Aman, what else do we need to get into or want to talk to Azah about before we actually pull some players here today?
I mean, I guess, we can just, give Azah a little bit of time to just tell us a little bit about her Big Brother story, how she got started, how she got pulled in, how's it been since being on the show. It doesn't feel like it's been, what is it, 3 years now?
4 now.
Oh my God, 4? No way.
4.
Oh my
God. 27.
7.
27 minus 23.
4 election cycles since the cookout. That's crazy. But so how does it feel, Azah?
It's surreal. It's really, honestly, I mean, I thank God every day. Honestly, just the different experiences that have come into my life, and Big Brother being one of them. How I started was interesting. I was more of an American Idol girl, I knew growing up. I didn't watch Big Brother. I didn't know too much of it. I had a friend from England who was obsessed with it, and I just couldn't understand it. When I put it on the first time, Julie Chen was talking about somebody eating someone else's cereal like it was front page news, and I couldn't wrap my head around it, and I was like, okay, I don't think I like this. But Candy announced on her Instagram, I'm a big Real Housewives fan. I'm a Bravo girl. I'm an auntie, I guess you would say in that sense. And Candy announced she was going to be entering the Big Brother house. And I was like, okay, well, let me just turn this on and see what this is about. And I became a live feeder. I was obsessed. And I was like, this is so funny. And I was like, I gotta do this. Like, how did I not know? This game is all about being social. It's all about, forming relationships. My name means able to make friends. And I was like, I really think I could do well in this. So I sent a tape in that year, and I spent 8 minutes just talking about how much I loved the show. And they didn't pick me, of course, because I didn't talk about myself. So I didn't even get a call or anything. But the next year, I spent time talking about myself and like just me as a person, and how my background and my upbringing would help me in the house. And I ended up getting to semifinals, but because of COVID, my application was put to the side, and they picked it up again the next year. And before I knew it,
here you were.
I got that call from Jesse that January, and 4 months of whirlwind process later, I'm in the Big Brother house, which was just crazy. And what's funny is I didn't realize that I was so entertained by the backstabbing and the manipulation, I kind of forgot that I had to do that too. It was a bit of a culture shock getting in the house. It didn't matter that I had watched, all these seasons and all that stuff before then. And I struggled a bit, and tried to figure out how to play the game in my own way that made me feel sane. And even though it was like a little bit of a difficult process, it's really been, I really am thankful just for the people I've been able to meet, the opportunities I've been able to be given. I ended up being able to do another show that same year. And I launched a cookbook. Then I started House Chops. I always love hosting my friends at my dinner parties and stuff. And now, 4 or 5 times a year, I get to host these 300 plus people dinner parties, which is awesome. And it's grown to so much. We do so many different things with it. And it's just it's really honestly very surreal that like, I have this opportunity now and I've been able to kind of forge my own path in that way. And it's just awesome. And it's a great way for me to still be able to be involved in the Big Brother community.
Oh, we love it.
I'm
It's
so
always a nice
excited.
mainstay for sure.
We'll definitely, of course, get into the BB 23 of it all if any of them come up today or just naturally in conversation. But I gotta say, the Challenge USA, that first episode, that first elimination was a hell of a moment for you,
Yeah.
and for television in general, it was quite a roller coaster ride you went on there. Amon's not a big challenge guy, but I can attest for the both of us at least, or for whoever, that it was a lot.
It was a lot. Just to let you guys know, I prepped for Big Brother. I studied Big Brother. You know what I'm saying? I watched old seasons. I had a binder. I literally created data sets and things. I decided to do the challenge 3 days before I got shipped off to Argentina. And I remember the doctor telling me, "Have you worked out?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "Can you swim?" I was like, "No." And he literally said, "Well, at least just walk up some flights of stairs. I think you'll be fine." And I was like, "Oh no." And that was what I walked up 22 flights and became dehydrated,
Yep.
And it was the funny thing, he gave me that one warning and that show beat my tail. My goodness. I was just all my life I had to fight in that show. But hey, 3 days notice, I'm okay with how things went out. I like to put my mind to things, and I really had to hold on to whatever I could to honestly is a miracle that I did, because
hey, look,
it was a lot.
if nothing else, your time on Big Brother and forming the very strong bond obviously with Kylan was a good help in because he was your partner in that elimination, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
he
I
saved
mean,
my tail.
with that kind of bond between two people, how can you not win a communication based challenge? So you did some preparation. It was just in a different form.
Yeah.
So.
We love that.
All right. Well, let's get into the wheel here today. We're hoping to see some BB23 players. We did not pull any with Kylan, but hopefully we can get some with Azah. We can get some more insight into that season a little bit. We also have a lot of other players. Celebrity season 2, which Azah, you were talking about, is a great season in my books. So I would love to talk about any of them. And also just for the video people, anybody watching on video, if you see Azah, or if Azah appears muted at times, we are doing some control with the smoke detector that you're hearing from time to time. So that's what's going on here. Just so you know,
I love that the smoke detector meme, because we've had a lot of interrupting cats, but the fact that the smoke detector meme has made its way over to the diary room, I absolutely live for. So I'm here for it.
I just have to apologize to the Black community.
Hey, we know it's still doing its job. Okay, it's doing its job. Okay, no fire will be undetected over there.
Thank you. Look, I've tried. I've been trying to fix it. Okay, it just.
We'll work on it after the podcast. We'll see if we can do any tech support. All right. Well, in the meantime, we have this wheel here today. Amon, I believe it is a nice 60 plus players available.
Yes.
Today,
we can read them. They're normally so small you can't read them. So this is fun.
And one of these names is Azah's.
One of them is. Will this be the day, guys? Will this be the day that the guest pulls themselves?
We haven't had it happen yet, but it could happen today. And let's find out with our first spin of the day where we're going. Anywhere across some BB history. Who's gonna be up first?
Who shall it be?
Well, it's not Azah, but it's from Big Brother 20.
Okay, a fellow third.
A fellow third.
Yes, a fellow third.
We are in
Fellowship
Big Brother
third
20 here with JC.
Yes, JC Mon Dieu, I think is how it's said.
Really? It's French?
Well, actually, I don't know, because he is from Spain, isn't he?
Cuban.
You said it confidently.
If I recall, that's a Cuban boy from Miami.
It looks like it's French, though. I don't know. Maybe
but
not.
It does look like JC. Look at him. Wow.
I know.
I feel like I always heard Monui.
But where does the we come from?
It does look French though.
All right, JC. Notes on JC. I just had them pulled up and then I lost them. Here they are. JC was a skirt voter in the Level 6 Alliance. He would often play both sides between the two alliances, was particularly close with Fessel and Tyler, and managed to manipulate several house guests. JC said and did controversial things, which earned him the ire of the viewers as well as his fellow house guests. His game began to unravel at the final 6, where he was nominated for the first time, and his ally Brett was blindsided. At the final 4, he pulled off his first HOH win. He ultimately placed 3rd when Casey cast the sole vote to evict him.
Azah, is there a group chat for the 3rd placers?
Right? Is there a group chat for the 3rd placers that win at 5 or 4 too? Oh no, he won at 4. Okay. I won. I did my first at 5.
At 5, yeah.
No 3rd place group chatters I can think of. No, but maybe I should start one.
Yeah. Well, you'd be in good company as far as the gameplay is concerned, because JC, people will certainly have their qualms with him and things that he did in the house or things that he has said. But I think the one thing that people will have a hard time not giving him credit for is his gameplay. Level 6, of course, dominated that game, and JC was not in level 6. But JC was able to use his friendships from level 6, specifically like Tyler, along with people on the other side of the house, and just kind of work a sweet spot all the way down to, making his way through the game. So obviously, BB20 Azah, much different from BB23, but JC was rather effective.
Yeah,
I would agree with that. Yeah, I would. I mean, it was pretty funny to watch him, literally play people and be like, yep, I'm moving with you guys, and then just kind of do his own thing afterward. I actually found him funny. I know he's a bit polarizing. Well, a lot of things outside the house, a little bit more polarizing in what he's done and things like that. But I actually enjoyed his gameplay. I found him really funny.
Yeah, I mean, he had great moments in the house. His little feud with production, or who he called Bob, was a nice little funny moment within BB20. And I also think that he was a pretty decent player. I mean, I think being in the position that he was, staying out of the crosshairs of level 6 was probably the best thing that he could have done for himself. Granted, I don't think he really knew what was going on most of the time. I think he could sense that there was a power structure that he was not all the way in on, but it did take him quite some time to really try to make something happen outside of that. And so, I think, obviously him being close with Tyler, being close with Fessy, trying to manipulate Fessy into making sure that entire side of the house is out of disarray for his advancement in the game was pretty well done. That being said, obviously, there were a couple things, the whole thing with Bailey, the thing with
Bailey, Haley, Tyler, the list goes on and on.
There's a lot of things, obviously.
That thing with Bailey was a thing.
Yeah. So obviously, there's going to be some complaints coming his way, and so that goes into it all. But I think as far as the game is concerned, I think that he definitely is. Well, I want to say that he's underrated, because I feel like people kind of championed him while he was there. I think there were a lot of people that were kind of like, no, JC's game was pretty damn good. Like, if he can get to the end, he stands a really, really good shot at winning. So yeah, I think that he's often overlooked, but I don't think that he's underrated for sure. I think he's a pretty decent player for sure.
If not for him opening his mouth and saying some of the things he said specifically to Bailey, with Bailey, it was the words that he used. With Haley, it was his actions. Did he open the door on her while she was showering?
Yeah.
Tyler, there was the touching. It's like, without all of that, you could have but that's like the thing though. It's like, but without all of that, like, people love to say that about like BB15 and stuff. And it's like, but all of that did happen. And so who's to say exactly how that would have affected him if he got to the end and a vote? And would Bailey or Haley or Tyler even have had any interest? I think Tyler's a separate case, because they were still great friends by the end of it. But a lot of people probably had a lot of feelings towards him.
Yeah, Tyler didn't want any smoke. Tyler was he was like, I'm fine. Don't make a big deal out of it. It is what it is. Like, I'm good. Like, he was very staunch in being like, no controversy, please. I'm here to play a game. So is he. We're fine. Haley, I mean, I really don't. I don't even think that Haley's even spoken on it. Obviously, we could probably assume that Bailey probably wouldn't vote for him in the end, but I think that he still stands a pretty good shot at winning. I think it's one of those things where, like, you know, because of his stature and because of his cute little appearance, I think that he tends to get away with a few things. But with that being said, I think even through all of that, I think strategically he was in a way better position in that game than a lot of other people were.
He was. And I think, but I agree with at the end of the day, it is kind of the overlooked type of thing. Even with him being pretty good as a player, being stacked up against Casey winning the amount of competitions that she did and Tyler being the strategic person that he is, it's a bit harder to, you know, it's maybe on another season, you know, he would probably be respected a bit more. But on that season, when you look at that final three, it's a bit of a uphill battle comparing against both.
Yeah.
Azah, what do you think about the Hinkie votes in general? JC, I feel like definitely did at least one, if not two, trying to stir up, you know, drama in the house and get people to think he was, or somebody else was doing something funny. Was that even a thing on 23? Were people throwing those?
Tiffany tried to throw one. Well, Tiffany did one week one. Who were the nominations week one? And it caused like trouble for like a second, but like
Travis
everyone kind of forgot about it. Yeah, what was it? She threw a vote towards. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to remember who was.
I can double check.
Oh my gosh.
Tiffany voted for in week one. Where the heck is this?
And she literally said, she said, I just wanted to stir some stuff up. Stir some stuff up. He literally just said, yeah. And like I remember Frenchie was mad and was trying to figure out, you know, what happened. And I was telling him, like, I don't think it really matters in the first place. And I remember Tiffany looking worried, but I didn't think it was her. I only found that out like way later at Final Six. And she was like, oh yeah, that was me.
I mean, y'all were about to start running circles around the rest of the house. You know, just throw a little spice in there, just for the hell of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it takes a special kind of player to have the guts, I guess, to throw a Hinkie vote, because then you have to like double down on, you know, the performance that goes alongside of it, the lying that goes alongside of it. And so the fact that like Tiffany did one and JC did one, like they both have that. So like just the ability to pull that part of the game out of them. So like we've been saying, I think JC gets probably the correct amount of credit for the game he played. But you know, do we need him to ever play Big Brother again? No, it's kind of where I'm at. Let's find JC an opponent here.
Let's do it.
Back to the wheel. Big Brother 20. Who do we want to face JC off against?
I don't know. I'm like kind of looking like he's going to.
Okay.
Celebrity Big Brother 2. Joey Lawrence.
Okay, that's so like cute and random, you know.
Welcome to the Diary Room podcast. JC versus Joey Lawrence. Whoa, I don't even know what that reference is. I didn't watch that show. Joey Lawrence.
Yeah. Wow. Notes on him are pretty scarce.
Yeah,
as was his game.
My best notes I can give to him are heavily based off of my experiences growing up as a child of 1990, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
honestly,
like I grew up, you know, watching those shows like Boy Meets World, all those things, you know, and like I loved him in there. I thought he was so cute when he was in Celebrity Big Brother. I thought he was so cute. And the funniest thing I remember of him is when him and was it Candy? They would do Bible study. No, Lolo, I think. They would do Bible study.
Yeah.
And then as soon as someone came in, they go back to strategizing. I found that funny. But unfortunately, you know, Joey, like, I think Joey was just happy to be there generally, you know? Like, he was kind of chilling.
Yeah. He definitely felt like he was like, okay being there, okay not being there. That's kind of the vibe that I got. And as the notes say from Wikia, Joey, first person to be unanimously evicted, having sat on the block next to Candy on Tom's HOH. Joey is the first celebrity house guest ever never to vote with the majority while in the house. So he kind of was just
a little bit of a contrarian.
Yeah, he was having a hard time connecting with anyone in like a real game type of way. I mean, we see, you know, the majority of Celebrity Big Brother 2 is dominated by that back bedroom of Natalie, Lolo, Ricky, and Tamar. And so it was kind of their story versus Tom and Kato, and everybody else that didn't really fall in line with that didn't really fit in. Of course, Candy is kind of associated with Tamar, and they have something there. Dina had the connection to Tom and Kato, and Dina and Candy are friends. And so everybody else that wasn't a part of that, they're gone early. They don't fit into the puzzle anywhere. During that week, I remember that Joey and Candy were on the block. I think Lolo and Natalie wanted to keep Joey, but that's because they wanted to split up Candy and Tamar, seeing that there was a connection between the two of them, and they wanted Tamar all to themselves, whereas Joey was a free agent they could have pulled in and maybe done something with, but he also was very clearly not there to like play Big Brother. He was just there because his agent got him on a show. So
yeah, that's that, and that's kind of the vibe that I think we all got initially, and it's confirmed with his behavior in the house. So
yeah,
I don't think that there was really much love lost with the show and Joey, but I'm happy he showed up. He seemed to have a generally good time.
Yes, my inner girl was super happy about it.
Mm-hmm.
The show he was on was Blossom, right? But
yes,
but Boy Meets World too, right?
Was he?
Hold on,
I watched Boy Meets World.
Where's his brother? Hold on a second. Wait,
what was his catchphrase again?
Whoa.
Yeah.
I am not a good 90s kid here in
oh my gosh, why am I
he's so he was Blossom, Melissa, and Joey, but I do think that his brother is who you're thinking of.
Okay, that's it. Okay.
Yeah, Matthew Lawrence is on Boy Meets World.
Yes, Matthew Lawrence. Okay, so I don't think I got to really see Joey Lawrence in much growing up. Like, I guess that was a little bit after my time. This is like 1988. Okay, so random, really fun. Did you guys ever watch the movie Oliver and Company? I just watched it again last month.
I've never seen it. No.
Oh my gosh, it's a Disney movie. It's so good. It's based off of Oliver Twist, but it's about like an orphan cat. He played the
voice. I have seen this movie, but I haven't seen it in so long.
Yes, I just watched it last month just for shits and giggles. Like it's great. It's so good. I love Disney movies. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. He's kind of moving up the barometer for me with Oliver.
Oh, wow. I wish we got more out of Joey. I feel like, he's one of the players that comes in, like one of those players that did come into a celebrity season, not knowing what the hell he was getting himself into, but he was picking up what the game was along the way. And by the time he thought he could have had something going, it was too late. I want to say he was trying to make an alliance with some of the women, like maybe specifically Natalie and Lolo, thinking like, oh, let's go against Tom and Kato. They're annoying. We don't like them very much. And it just, again, wasn't getting off the ground. When you're up against Candy, and Candy does have that Tamar connection, it was going to be hard to sway that. So,
and Candy had a great social game.
Oh boy, did she!
Her so she adjusted extremely well. She picked up pretty well. Yeah.
I don't know if Candy's going to come up today, but Azah, I am a new Housewives fan. I just binged the entire Housewives series, every city over the past 15 months.
That's quite impressive. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I'm impressed too, and I'm proud of me too. It was a lot, but
get this, Azah.
What are you going to say?
He can do all of that, but he doesn't like movies. But he'll sit here.
I spent so much time watching Housewives. Who cares about movies anyway? Irrelevant.
Don't understand.
How are you going to watch movies and watch all the Housewives in 15 months? Anyway, Candy on Atlanta was one of my favorite runs of a housewife. She is just
she's my
such a
favorite
fun, consistent presence.
Yeah. I mean, I'm so excited that you got to watch Atlanta. That's a time capsule in its own. Like, that's a gem. There's so many good gems from there, I
mean, watching her at the beginning of her career, where she comes on as like this, like probably not new, like person in the industry, in the music industry. She I think was pretty established by that point, but like watching as so many different housewives like to come on and they want to make their own music career. And as like, she would be like the person that would kind of help people, check out what they could do with themselves, was a lot of fun along the way.
Party for the party. Classic.
Yes. Sad she's gone from the show, but she'll be back at some point or on some other show. She's keeping busy. But for now, we're talking JC versus Joey Lawrence. Azah, what are you thinking between these two players? We got JC, third place club. Joey might have been like third out club, or something like that.
Yes, I believe he was third out, I believe.
You know, so Joey does have some impressive stats with Oliver and Company.
Yeah.
But I think, you do have to make the executive decision. I think I understand what Celebrity Big Brother being 2 weeks. It runs really fast. It's kind of hard for you to get a measure on people, but it also is kind of really, you're quickly able to see who got it and who doesn't have it, I guess you would say. And I think Joey was nice to look at and nice to, laugh with at times. But I think definitely JC is the more, established, better game player.
On.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to agree. I think that JC just, as much as he wasn't really being self-interested on a grand scale in terms of BB20, he certainly was working his magic in that house, and just like from jump too. Like he kind of really hit the ground running. You just don't really get it. It's not talked about a lot because all we really think about is level 6 and Tyler and Falte and all their disarray. But JC was really consistently a really, really good spot in the house. And Joey was cute Joey. So yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to JC.
Yeah, I meant to shout out Joey and his time on Dancing with the Stars, which is how I actually knew Joey Lawrence before he made his way to Big Brother. Just again, didn't watch Blossom, but unfortunately, I can't just save the Dancing with the Stars BB crossover people. I can't do that every time they pop up. It's gonna have to be the end of the road here for Joey Lawrence. He gave it a try, but JC made it really deep into that season. And as much as he is not our ideal person to watch on feeds, and certainly not the least problematic person we've ever met, but yeah, whatever, he's going through 3-0. So all right,
3-0, baby.
JC over Joey, which feels like I'm talking about like other 90s references, but that's an NSYNC joke for Lavina. Anyway, let us get back to the wheel and pull our next player. Ready?
Round 2. Let's do it.
Who's up next?
Oh
we kept wishing for BB23 with Kylan. It just never came. So maybe we just don't wish for it now. Yeah, not BB23, BB19. Matt Klein's Mr. Serial Man himself.
One half of Matt So Raven. We love to see it. And Raven has gone through. So let's see if we can get her little boo thing to go through as well. This is definitely an interesting draw because I feel like he can. I don't know what to do with him. I don't know. It really depends on who he gets matched up with, but I feel like it could really go either way for him.
I feel like he's got an uphill battle ahead of him, but we'll see.
We'll see.
Funny random fact. Not so much anymore, but before I was on Big Brother, I would see Matt all the time on Bumble because Matt's.
Oh my God.
He lives in Austin, which is like down a block. And I was like, that's Matt Klein's, Yeah. He'd frequent the Bumble scene.
That's so funny.
Bumbling around.
Yeah.
All right, Matt. He was best known for his showmance with Raven and constantly eating cereal. Playing a generally silent game up until his eviction, he and Raven were nominated in week 9 by HOH Jason Dent, believing they were pawns. However, when Jason won the POV and didn't use it, they realized they had been duped. Matt decided to sacrifice himself for Raven. He then broke several rules while he was on slop, which caused him to get a penalty vote on eviction night and picked a fight with Jason. He was evicted in a unanimous vote of 6-0, placing 8th.
So when it comes to Bumble, is that a swipe left, swipe right app? I don't know.
Yes, it is. It's a swipe right, and the purpose of it was to come against Tinder, and it was supposed to leave it's in the hands of the women. So if you match, the women have to message first.
Oh yeah.
So,
I forgot.
So the thing is that like Matt and I wouldn't have been on the same part of that app, but I would have swiped left. The way that you want to match, I would have swiped that way for Matt.
Right.
And that's my cross to bear, that I was finding Matt Klein's attractive during his season, and I don't know, maybe still today.
Hold on. That's not your. That is a very attractive man.
It is.
Okay, but his personality turned everybody away, and so whenever I would be vocal about that, it didn't go well with anybody I talked to.
Okay, so maybe I'm misremembering Matt, because for me, Matt, I think what we all like when during the preseason, everybody was like, "Oh my God, Silver Fox, Daddy, yes!" And for the most part, I feel like during the first half of the game, there really wasn't anything for you to be mad about with him, except the fact that he just didn't do anything.
Mhm.
Like I feel like, but outside of that, if you think about all of the behavior of everybody in BB19, he is like one of the lowest on the list of egregious behavior. I think the only time that we got emotion out of him was when he thought that they were going to get exactly what the thing said. When Jason didn't use that veto, then all of a sudden he came alive and started calling Jason a bitch and all this stuff. It was the most emotion we had seen out of him at that point in like what, 67 days or something. So it's like,
whoa.
Yeah, that was my phone. For me, like, I don't think that it's wrong to still find him attractive. Is he a horrible Big Brother person? Absolutely. Out of all the people that were doing crazy shit in Big Brother 19, he is like way low. Way low. He just didn't do anything. He was just kind of like an innocent bystander, which I guess in some ways you can say that makes it even worse. But then there was that one time at the beginning where they were really, when Paul got the house really against Cody, and they were like, he's a war vet, right? Let's try to torment him to get him to crack. And Matt was like the one voice of reason in the room saying, like, you guys are trying to get a war veteran to crack? What is wrong with y'all? Like, so like there was that one glimmer of like, okay, there's a human being under all of this. But for the most part, he was just such a non-factor that like it just was what it was. Like he just didn't play. He didn't play. He was sitting good with his crazy delusional girlfriend, and then that was it. And then he went bye-bye. And then he antagonized Cody a little bit in the Big Brother house at that point, which is kind of ironic when you think about it. But outside of that, like, he is such a non-entity. Yeah. If you want to thirst over this non-entity, Matt, go ahead.
Yeah,
I mean, it's Go ahead, Azah.
No, I agree completely. I think there's nothing wrong with objectively saying that this guy is a very, he's handsome. He's quite a handsome dude. I still am of the argument, whatever, that like everybody in the house is playing no matter what. But I think that, maybe and that looks different for different people. Maybe for Matt to be able to survive in this game, he was like, I'm just going to be a part of the wall, and not, raise any stakes or do anything pretty crazy. And that gameplay isn't fun for other people to watch. And at the end of the day, did it help him as much? I don't know, because, he ended up being evicted in 8th place. So, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it was that's fair.
It was the doing nothingness and the getting loud at because then like you're talking about that moment where Jason puts him up and he's all of a sudden the one on the outs after. So at the beginning we have the couples somewhat alliance where Matt and Raven are possibly going to work with Mark and Elena, Jess and Cody. They obviously make their way up. Matt and Raven make their way closer to the other side of the house that ends up in power much more often. And so when they're at the bottom of that and they get picked off by the people that are actually more in the core of that, he gets upset. He's pissed off. They're coming after him. They're not being loyal, being true to their word. And everyone, we're all sitting at home like, dude, you haven't done anything. Like you've just been sitting around with Raven all summer. And so when he starts getting loud at that point, like people are truly just out here laughing at him. And there were a couple different times that he tried to like get loud with one or two other people. And it was like, you're the cereal guy. Like no one cares what you have to say, what you're thinking, like just relax. So his spot within the game was just never taken seriously by the other players, by fans. If he got to the end, I think he loses to Raven. Seriously, like I don't know what winning path he had in front of him, but I will say I had him early on in the season as I thought he was going to do well. And I think I tried to justify that all the way through the season. I was like, no, just you wait. This week, he's going to get going. This week, he's going to get activated. And all of a sudden he's going to run. No, I was just bursting.
But Azah, I mean, what you said about like how no matter what everyone is playing, like I think that is like an important thing to always sort of keep in the back of your mind, because there was like this, even though I agree with you, Matt, he largely did it to himself. He played himself into the position that he ended up being in. But the way, like, it was such a stark contrast in emotion. Like, he was even killed the entire time. And then the one moment that he's in real danger is when he's like, he blows up. So I'm like, damn, maybe you really were just thinking, I'm good. I don't have to do anything. This is my game. And at the end, I'm going to turn it up. They're probably not going to vote for Raven because Raven, is Raven and she's really loopy and she kind of pisses a lot of people off. So maybe he was just really banking on the fact that he didn't piss anybody off in that house, which isn't a bad bet to make in the BB19 house. Like, everybody is pissing everybody off. So why not vote for the lesser of two evils?
Yeah.
So in that respect, I can kind of understand it. And I kind of want to believe that that's what he was thinking because of the fact that he blew up. Like, we were all on feeds like, is that Matt? Like, we could not believe it. But, at the end of the day, still, you were an active passenger in the train that Paul was conducting. At some point, you had to question, are you the next one off? And he just didn't question it in time. He just didn't.
Azah, can you provide any insight to us as the only person here who has lived in the Big Brother house thus far? Maybe we'll get him on there someday. What's the cereal supply like? If you had a Matt in your house that was just eating through it all, would they have had enough for the rest of you?
So I hate to be like this, but I can't relate, and this is why. Like, no, I didn't grow up eating cereal, but we ate good in that house. We had breakfast, lunch, and dinner between DX, Big D, and myself cooking. Like, we would cook breakfast. You get what I'm saying? Not cereal. So I don't remember or recall any. We ate good in that house.
We were like, we don't got
cereal.
time for
Cereal wasn't even part of the kitchen.
Anybody, I truly don't recall anybody eating cereal, eating oatmeal. We did not. We made food even for like the vegans. We made food for the people who had all sorts of different, like, Brittany can't eat anything with what she has and things like that. So we were dairy free, we were this free, we were that free. So we didn't have that. And I just think, it's very easy to see in a house. Like, you always see when you're eating a lot of the junk food, the pizzas and all that stuff, a lot of people in that house can't cook. And that's kind of like a way for them to kind of pass time just by eating all this junk food. And I think Matt was like, all right, I've got nothing else to do. So I'm just
just oral fixation. Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people in the house in general, like the cereal snacking happens like late at night. I feel like a lot of people are going for a bowl of cereal and it's like, I'm going to bed watching you eat your bowl of cereal.
I'm quite confident that I would probably gain at least 15 pounds in the Big Brother. Like, I graze. I am a grazer.
Small snack. I actually lost like 12 pounds. I for some reason I lose weight when I'm stressed. I don't know why, but
that's
but it's the opposite for people. You either lose weight or you gain weight. They're two extremes. Yeah.
Well, obviously they had a lot of cereal here in BB19 because truly, like, what other person goes on the show Big Brother and walks away with the reputation of cereal man?
He loved that cereal, and he stayed in shape too. Like, I never saw him eat no damn protein.
The thirsting wasn't just like his face. The man had
he was ripped.
Yeah. No, he was quite beautiful.
Yeah. Well, let's see how long that beauty can last him here on the podcast. Let's get him an opponent. Like I said, I think it might be an uphill battle, but we'll see. There's still plenty of bad players around here.
Oh my God. Is it the last player?
And with
from
that, Big Brother 18 is out of round 1 of the diary room. Azah, this is the final player from Big Brother 18 who is yet to come up on the podcast.
Wow.
Michelle Meyer, Big Meech.
My favorite season. Done. Wow.
Done. We might have months and months to go in this round. Big Brother 27 is going to enter the competition and never meet Big Brother 18.
Yeah. All right. Big Meech.
Big Meech, man.
Yes. As a super fan, Michelle quickly found herself aligned with the returning players and became a member of the 8-Pack and Fatal 5 alliances. After Michelle won co-HOH from America's Care Package, Natalie convinced Michelle to turn on Paul and Victor instead of targeting Corey and Nicole. Betrayed, Paul and Victor turned against the trio and formed Final 4 with Nicole and Corey. After Victor re-entered the game, Nicole won the next HOH and targeted Michelle. Despite campaigns from James and Natalie, Michelle was evicted by a vote of 3-2 after Nicole cast the tie-breaking vote to evict.
What a funny character. What a funny player in the Big Brother history books.
So entertaining, so chaotic, so fun.
Just like
So fun.
her moments on double eviction night alone could get me to vote for her over Matt. She just, I mean, those it was that double eviction, right, where she is like so sure that she is out of the house. She is convinced that they're sending her home, and she does a whole speech, just I think she was exposing Polly, or Paul, was it Polly? And just like going off, and then all of a sudden she stays.
Yep.
You don't get those moments every season.
And even before that, like, because she was a Big Brother super fan, she was super excited that Frank was going to be in the house, and she thought that she was going to be Frank's bestie, and Bridget ends up being Frank's bestie, and she getting so mean to Bridget the whole time, and Bridget is just trying to be, Bridget's so sweet, just like,
Bridget, I'm just happy to be here. I'm cute.
I just don't understand. Like, we're supposed to be good friends. Like, I don't, you're being so mean to me. Like, and then Michelle just comes out with it. She's like, I'm jealous, okay? I'm annoyed. Like, you and Frank are like, having your like a little thing, and I thought like, I don't understand like why that has to be like, what does that have to do with me? Like, why do you have to be mean to me? And she's like, well, I am nice to you sometimes. Like, it's just Michelle was just just unapologetically herself.
Yes, and that's very refreshing in shows like this, for someone just to be just transparent, brutally honest, and you just kind of always know what's going on in their head, because they have no problem telling you, even if it's to their detriment. It's beguiling, honestly. I love Michelle.
Me too.
She was quite a character. As far as like the gameplay is concerned, I feel like she was a relative non-factor in there. She like had people that she was close enough with, but that never really factored in enough.
Yeah, I think as far as her game is concerned, I mean, I do think she was in a decent spot in the beginning. I remember a lot of people saying she's going to be one to watch. She's a super fan. She's already she's got this whole thing with Devon and Zakiya and Nicole going on. And Vanessa in the Fatal Five. Then she's got the APAC alliance. Like, she's in a really, really decent spot. Everyone seems to enjoy her. This is the beginning. And then as more and more time goes on, you start to notice a little bit more of her quirks, and she can be a little bratty at times. She can be a little crybaby at times. She can be a little overly analytical about the game at times in ways that made people kind of annoyed. Her choice in like real core side alliances was also like a little off. So I just feel like she wound up in a position where she could see the game for what it was and where it was heading, and she knew that Nicole was going to be a problem. It's just the problem was nobody else knew that Nicole was going to be a problem until it was too late. And so when she's screaming from the rooftops, "Get her out of here!" everyone's like, Michelle.
And meanwhile, Nicole's like maneuvering all of her pieces in a way to get her out. So
yes.
That wasn't.
And I think that's a lot of insight also, to be able to. We see this now, and I don't know if it's going to affect things, because we're hearing about the secret house guests coming. Well, okay, 2 weeks by the time this airs, we'll know.
Well, by now we'll know that the secret house
present.
guest was blank.
Yeah. But I feel like now people can be a little bit more wised up to it. But when you have someone in the game that has played the game before, has played an environment like that before, it's very easy for, if you have that insight for a new person to be able to see if that's coming, that's a lot of insight. When Cirie came in, people liked working with Cirie because they knew what she had done before, and she was able to manipulate them, a bit more easier because she has that life experience playing the game. Paul was able to do that when he came in 19. Having that know-how and being able to move, to being able to see and maneuver and see that trouble that's coming and not get lost in the sauce is actually quite impressive.
Yeah.
So good on Michelle for that insight.
Yeah. In another world, I would love to see that all manifest in like better results, I guess. Obviously, I mean, look, 7th place is not bad, but it was hard to ever really see it going too much farther than that. You're not going to play with a player as good as Nicole Franzel every season, but there's always going to be good players around. So you need to be able to overcome that. But at the end of the day, she was a super fan, living out her dream, being in that house, playing the game, making TV moments. And so for that, I thank her.
For
But
sure.
what a ride with Big Meech in BB18, the last player from Big Brother 18
I
to
know.
be here in
Okay.
round one.
Is Michelle a better Big Brother player than Matt Kleins?
I think we know the answer to that, right? No?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and say yes. As messy as she was, I think at the very least there was so much more texture to her game, so much more agency to her game, so much more going on with her game. I feel like she was in control of a lot more variables during BB18 than Matt ever really was. I think that Matt was just an extremely passive player, and it did work for him. It worked for the season that he was on. He played the role that he was meant to play, him and Raven, in this like spinning top of duo alliances from Paul. So I think that Matt's personality type, for what it seems, probably makes it relatively far in every season that he's in. I just don't know if he ever, cranks up the gas a little bit more. But I think Michelle, no matter what, even if it's messy, she's always going to go in there and try to make something happen. And it's not to say that she's not completely unable to make things happen. She did get some HOH. She got a power veto, and initially, before Natalie talked her out of it because of because of Nicole's doing, she was trying to gun for the person that would eventually win the season, and she just got talked out of it. So there is game sense there. There is a passion for the game there. There's agency for the game there. Michelle, hands down for me.
Yeah.
Azah, you sound like you have your vote decided as well. Is it the same or?
Yeah, I have the same thing for me. Yeah, it's gonna be Michelle for me. There's a lot of things that will make me like a player. One, Michelle was just really entertaining, and I'm sorry, that's going to be one of the points for me, being entertaining in general. Having cojones, balls, huevos, whatever you want to call it, to be able to call things out, that's going to give me points too, because it's very easy to go with the grain, sit quiet, and just hope for the best. It's super easy, but it's much harder to stand out that way. And just having, like you said, strategic knowledge, Michelle showed that in her gameplay. So, yeah, it's Michelle for me.
Yeah, 3-0 again. We'll send Michelle through to the next round and close out again BB18 here. I feel like I may as well just recap who from BB18 has gone through real quick. Michelle is joining Jose, Davon, Bridget, Paulie, Victor, James, Paul, and Nicole in round 2.
Nice. I like that's a cool crew.
That's over half of the cast, right?
9 have advanced, 7 stayed behind.
Wow.
Scenarios.
Glenn, Bronte, Tiffany, Frank, Zakia, Natalie, and Corey all did not.
Jose being amongst them is crazy.
Yeah.
No, scenarios, okay?
Scenarios.
I'm all for it.
Yes, Jose with quite a matchup against against a Big Brother Canada, not so great. So look at Jose making his way to the next round. So that's that. Yeah, not much else to say on Matt. We'll talk about Matt more when we get to the losers bracket. I'm on over on Patreon, but that will be interesting to see. I feel like he won't do terribly there, as far as not being the worst, but what we saw there wasn't the most impressive run. And I mean, not that Michelle had the most impressive run, but I think I just echo what Azah said. It really is kind of coming down to entertainment as pushing Michelle over Matt here for me.
For sure.
I don't know that
she
I can
stole Pablo and
enough.
Threw him into the crowd like during her eviction.
She threw an apple at Paul's head and cried about it.
She's like, "There's a big bruise on him."
Who throws an apple at the back of someone's head in the Big Brother house and then cries about it? All right, let's get to our last matchup of the day. Who is going to kick us off here for player number 5 here with Azah today?
Oh, man.
Ooh.
Oh, man. Oh,
wait, who is it? Is it Zach or Rick? Oh,
Zach Rance. Rancy Hans himself, the Froot Loop Dingus. Speaking of cereal, it's the Froot Loop Dingus.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Oh, whoever goes against Zach is gonna that's an uphill battle. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This is interesting.
This is gonna
I
be
feel like
hard.
this is, not like a big name in the sense of like, okay, Big Brother, legends. We still haven't gotten Dan, we haven't gotten Will, we haven't gotten Danielle Reyes, but we have Zach. So
Yeah.
let's see how this goes.
There's no other person like Zach.
No other person. Zach began the game as part of the bomb squad until Devin put him up on the block, leading Zach to blow up the alliance. He was subsequently a member of the Detonators as well as Los Tres Amigos. In week 8, he was betrayed by his closest ally Frankie and backdoored in a unanimous vote of 5-0. As a result of Nicole returning to the game, he placed 9th. On finale night, Zach was revealed to be in the top 3 to win AFP, but lost to Donnie. Zach became popular with fans for his zany behavior and seemingly romantic relationship with Frankie. In week 1, Zach began wearing a pink hat, soon becoming his trademark. When their friendship turned sour, Victoria took the hat while Zach was napping and cut it up.
Actually, I think we might have summoned Zach by talking about Jose just now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not with y'all.
You had to be there. Rancy Pan. Rancy freaking pants. What a time to be a Big Brother fan. Big B16, my first season, a lot of people's first season watching the show that watch Big Brother still today. And so when a character like Zach Rance comes along, I mean, we were captivated. And he goes out in 9th place. Like, he's not even there all the way to the end of the game, but BB16 up until the 9th place spot, he 63 days was still 2 full months of Zach and his antics and his goofiness and the Fruit Loop Dingus and the backwards pink hat and just everything that he brought to that season. When you think of just the most memorable people from the season that aren't Derek or Cody, it's Frankie, it's Zach,
Yeah.
So Azah, he was a big standout.
Oh yeah. I put Zach in another category of legends, but I do. I mean, for him to there are people who are the category of the memes that are produced because of you, the sayings that are produced because of you. Zach was just really funny. And it's so interesting that seeing his 9th placement, I'm like, oh my gosh, wow, he was 9th. He just seemed to have such a presence in the house and really an impact on the season in his own way that I totally forgot that he was 9th place, which is so interesting to me.
Yeah. He was just the character, just a big magnetic personality, just made, and it was the perfect cast for him because I feel like for the most part his cast was so receptive to that. And the cast itself was, Big Brother 16 always gets the critique of being the summer camp season, kumbaya, everyone is friends with everyone, and in a sense, in a season that really was susceptible to boredom, he was one of the people that really just had a fantastic time in that house. He really, when people say go on Big Brother, have fun, he took the have fun part of going on Big Brother and really just cranked it up to 11. And you could sense that he still actually did care about the game as well. Like the friendships and the alliances that he built, even though he would send some of them to the wolves, he still, he cared. He at least at the very least wanted to see Frankie succeed. So it was just, and then they had their own falling out on the show, and they're yelling at each other like lovers. I was like, what?
Yeah, and him crying to in the DR, literally.
Just give this man the money. I'm wasting my time right now.
Yeah. Frankie was playing. I think he said he was playing for children in Africa. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I have to look at my notes here because I did a good job of reminding myself with all of the antics that Zach has going on. I mean, right off the bat, butting heads with Devin, and Devin I feel like Zach was like the one person who was not really like buying every single thing that Devin was selling. No, nobody was buying Devin's crap, but he was being obvious about the fact that he wasn't buying Devin's crap. And so that Devin was looking at him, especially as somebody that he wanted to target. Zach sits on the block next to Paula, and she ends up going home there. He has of course, the Fruit Loop Dingus moment with Nicole, talking to Christine in that same nomination ceremony. If you look up floater in the dictionary, it's you next to Jen City. He goes off on Amber at some point, which felt very unnecessary, but also just kind of him getting his TV moments. The Amanda Zuckerman lie about how he was her cousin, just calling everybody out, calling out Christine and Frankie for being liars during Nicole's HOH nominations, that the diary room that Amani were just talking about. Just the list goes on and on and on and on.
I love the moment when, like, everyone is successfully on to Frankie's bullshit, and Caleb decides to sit out of the competition and make Frankie do it alone. And Caleb is like talking to him, like, Frankie, like, this is why, like, because this, that, and the third. I'm not doing this. You lied to me. We're done. And Zach is like in the background, like, ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Like, he was a menace. He was just so raw, and he was just in it the entire time.
He put his all in it, like his everything. It was like he put his everything on the line. He was really fun to watch.
Just so fun.
He gets backdoored by Frankie. That's how he goes out of the game. So poetic after all of that. And then watching him in that interview with Julie when Victoria is giving the goodbye message and holds up the hat.
And the way his smile just goes, he disappears.
And people say BB16 is bad. No.
Oh, man. Yeah.
It has its moments.
Zach is for sure goated house guest. Just, and unfortunately, burns so brightly and burns out so fast because, obviously was not shy about how he felt about production, wasn't shy about calling production out on some of the shenanigans that they play, to the point where famously, he talks about wanting to be back on Big Brother again later on. And Robin Cass, casting director at the time, not confirmed that this was about him, but it was the timing of the release of her tweet in reference to his saying, never smart to bite the hand that fed you. Everyone's like, well, okay, so he must have pissed somebody off pretty bad with production for him not to get brought back, because it made no sense that he had not returned in the way that other people had returned as quickly. It just makes no sense. So you won't ever see him again, unfortunately, but we are happy for the time that we did have with him, for sure.
Yeah, no, he's not coming back anytime soon. I mean, you'd be surprised, Azah, that he never made his way to a challenge or anything. Like, that's saying a lot that he was never even on a season of that.
And was the challenge even like owned by Paramount by then?
No, I mean, that obviously comes later, but like they pull Amber Borzocha from the same season, so it's not like 16 has never been in consideration. I know they've called Cody Calafiore before.
Well, I think he was still like 16 was still before that era where they were heavily pulling like that, and I think when it did, by the time that they were starting to put people back into rotation like that, I think that he had already made the decision personally that he was done with reality TV, and not even just Big Brother. I think that he kind of went on like a religious journey and all of that. And I think that he kind of was just like, I'm good, y'all. I'm good.
And he's since posted online about like the messages that he would get like related to him and Frankie's relationship. And I think a lot of it was like very dark, hateful stuff, maybe even more that I'm not fully remembering the details of. So he's definitely gone through it with this experience, but I don't know. In the time that he was in the house, I think a lot of fans were having a lot of fun with Zach, and I think at the time he was having fun with the experience. And all we have today are the memories. So Zach is the first player in this competition, but we do need one more.
Let's see who Zach is beating.
Yeah, exactly.
I am nervous. Azah, what if you come up?
I know. I'll just be like, oh, crap. Wow.
You are very much on this wheel. All right. I feel like I'm ripping a Band-Aid off. This is a scary one, but we got to do it.
Here we go.
Last pick of the day. Last wheel spin of the day. Who's it going to be?
Oh no.
What a layup. Jeez Louise. Chris Kattan.
I thought it was gonna be Donnie for a second. I was like, damn.
No. Well, Donnie would have been the next name, but it was either going to be Blue Kim or what we just got here in Chris Kattan.
Chris Kattan.
All right. Well,
Okay, well.
That's hard. I'm gonna say that's gonna be a little hard for me, but if I have to think objectively, if I have to think very objectively. But
Okay.
let's hear the intro first.
let's weigh out the options here between Zach Rance and Chris Kattan. Amon, do we have notes on Mr. Kattan?
Chris Kattan. Oh my god. Sorry.
What is with you over there? You putting
Sorry.
butter on your phone?
Throughout his 15-day stay, Chris navigated the game and the house in the dark. Though he didn't know much about playing the game, he hoped to use his comedy and personality to stay in the house. The one eviction he faced, he asked the house to vote him out and spare Mirai, who he thought had more of a desire to play than him. But even that attempt at a move proved unsuccessful. Eventually, he decided 17 nights in the Big Brother house was enough, and he elected to leave the game.
Yeah, I know celebrity seasons are different.
I thought it was Kato. My bad.
Got you. I was like,
Yeah. I lied. No, this isn't hard.
Yeah,
I know celebrity
everyone...
seasons are different, but I was gonna say, Azah, imagine after like 2 weeks, you're just like, yeah, I'm good. Get me out of here.
That really makes me upset when I see that, or when if it's like mental health, that's different, But especially for like the what do you call I was gonna call them pedestrian seasons, the civilian seasons, just like the runaround that you have to have, like the amount, thousands and thousands of people applied, and like, the tests and everything. And then you finally get in this place and you're one of maybe 400 or 500 people that get to play this game here in this state. And then you walk, bitch, you being a bitch. Just a little bit,
I think if they made more cake in the house, Carson made a cake that Chris Kattan was like going back to every single night and like eating in his bed or whatever, or eating at the kitchen. Like they had more cake, he might have stuck around more. This is a very food centric episode here. But yeah, no, it wasn't for him. Celebrity Big Brother 3 wasn't for me either. Probably for a lot of people as well. It was
yeah, a lot of people were saying like, damn, he ended up doing a good job, like leaving.
Yeah, a tough season to watch, strategy wise, personality wise. It was just all over the board. Some tough stuff going on, and just kind of boring with the strategy because it's a dominating march to the end for a couple people. But Chris Kattan just wanted no part of it, and so he bounced. He got his check, I think. I don't think they didn't pay him because he didn't stay the whole time. But hey, 15 days in a Celebrity Big Brother house. Why not?
Just to give him like a little bit of grace, I guess. I do remember, people were saying that because he had like a bit of a back issue. I think it was something like that, where like he was kind of in pain some days. And so a lot of people were like, well, maybe he just, was just like, it's not worth it. Let me just go home and like, be in the comfort of my own home as opposed to being here. So like, I'll give him a little bit of that. But it's also not like Big Brother, Celebrity Big Brother at that. It's not particularly grueling physically. I mean, there are challenges, but we're not out here climbing Mount Everest, So, but I can understand, if someone is experiencing chronic pain, that sometimes that does wear on your mental. So you kind of just like, you know what? I'm good. In 17 days, it's something. It's something, I guess. But yeah, he really was just there. We didn't really see him talk strategy. He really wasn't involved in any alliances heavily. Everyone was kind of just waiting for him to go, or he would have just been dragged to the end and lost. So there really is nothing else to say about Chris Kattan.
In a hypothetical world, we've been talking about the idea of a Celebrity Big Brother 4, maybe this winter. Who knows? Olympics are coming around. Either of you have any picks of who you'd want to see in the house?
Nene Leakes.
Yes.
Apparently, she just did an interview today that I saw saying that she would never do Big Brother. Apparently,
well, no, she wouldn't do Big Brother, but Azah, she was so close to being on the Traitors with Tiffany.
Yeah, I know. That would have been crazy. Oh my
That
God. Yeah.
is insane. She, I think in that same interview, I think confirmed that she was supposed to be on the cast and backed out at the last minute, which we had kind of been speculating.
Yeah.
Tiffany went and Tiffany could have played with, oh my God,
I know
crazy.
with Nene, which is crazy. Yeah. I think so I'm going to have to be heavily, biased on Housewives, but I just like it. And I think they play well on these types of shows.
Mhm.
It'd be Nene, it'd be Kenya for me as well, too. I'd like to see her strategize. I would also like to see somebody like in Miami, like a Guerdy.
Okay.
And then maybe for New Jersey, well, okay. Like Dolores already gave me enough. I enjoyed Dolores though. But I'm trying to think, who would I pick?
Margaret.
Margaret. Yeah. Margaret.
Trying
And
to
then
remind.
let's take it old school, Caroline Manzo.
Yes. Yeah, there's Caroline Manzo content out there from the year like 2024, but it's never going to be shown to us. The Ultimate Girls season that
Okay, yeah.
Brandy Glanville and drama and all that stuff is preventing us from seeing. So not ideal, but Caroline Manzo, Amon, would be a lot of fun if we got to introduce you to her at some point.
Yeah.
Maybe someday. But I mean, hey, Nene Leakes on Big Brother, even if she says she wouldn't do it. Roz Washington, come on.
Right.
I am still a Tiffany Pollard truther. I still
Oh my
believe
gosh.
She's busy. She's got yearly contracts in the House of Villains.
I know.
Not
I
that.
know.
It's my ex-husband. Oh my gosh. Yes. Tiffany is reality television. Like they say Julie Chen is Big Brother. Tiffany is reality television.
Yes.
Absolutely. I need Tiffany on there. Come on, man.
I just for my mental, just one time, even if she goes home first, I don't care, just so that we can say that there is a piece of Tiffany Pollard in American Big Brother.
She could do some type of thing, like do little just appeal,
Yeah.
But imagine
hosted a couple competitions. Like I don't know, like just something.
Yeah. No, they Peacock currently now that Peacock has House of Villains. She is contracted probably through the rest of her life going on that show, and we're happy about
put
that.
her ass on Traders then. Like
yeah.
She would just be fun to just be there to cause chaos.
It's going to be wild when the Big Brother Celebrity Forecast is like a joke compared to what Peacock puts together every year. But we'll see. Hopefully,
I know they really have stiff competition now. It's crazy.
Hopefully they can do a little something. But anyway, Zach Rance versus Chris Kattan. Azah.
We know. Yeah. I'm not going to be a Fruit Loop Dingus. We know.
Chris Kattan is going through.
I am pleased. with Zach getting the easy layup here. I don't think that I would have wanted to have had his be hard. I mean, the only one that probably would have beaten him today is Azah her damn self right now. So,
and I think that would have been hard with you guys. Y'all would have been like, okay.
I would have given it to you. I would have given it to you, no questions asked. But who was probably going to win that battle back? Zach Rance. So
yeah.
So yeah. I mean, there's not much of a competition.
Yeah.
Zach is just such he's Zach. So
he's given us so much.
Yeah. We will we'll get into some more with Zach as we get to round 2. Chris Kattan evicted here, 3-0 vote. First time for Chris Kattan to get evicted. He usually just, leaves himself. Sorry.
God damn, the man was in pain, Jesus.
I know. And I was in pain watching a quitter. No, I'm just kidding. It's fine. That'll do it for today. Let me recap real quick. We just had Zach Rance. Oh, by the way, I'm so sorry to let this pass. It was a 4-0 vote. We had a patron vote that was cast for Zach Rance. So 4-0. Let me double check. I think it was Jennifer's vote that got Zach the guaranteed spot here. A 4-0 vote, better than a tough, like being on the wrong side of a 1-3. Get the patron votes in. Zach Rance advances to the next round over Chris Kattan. Michelle Meyer, Big Meech, the last player from Big Brother 18 on the wheel in round 1, advances over BB23's Matt Kleins. And JC from BB20 advances over Celebrity Big Brother's Joey Lawrence. So we lost 2 celebrity players today. That's tough. But there's still plenty more. Azah, thank you so much for joining us.
This was fun.
Yes.
Thank
So
you so
definitely
much having me. This was a lot of fun. I like we there. We have all these lists we put on Twitter and all these things, but to have it in this like a methodical, like structured way, I'm super excited to see who ends up coming up on top and who ends up floating. Yeah, and I'm going to be anticipating and watching to see when I get brought up.
I'm waiting.
It's coming.
I feel like it's been a while since I think Kylan might have been like the final name that we pulled before you, and we're like, okay, one more. It's just Azah, and then it's been like months and months and months, and still nothing.
Yeah.
Wow, this is so fun.
But we'll get there. No BB23 today, but hopefully Azah will be able to catch up with you again sometime in the future, maybe with the BB27 people in the mix. Hopefully this season is a lot of fun. Are there more parties throughout the season than just the premiere, or?
Yeah, so I'm going to be doing Houston, Boston, I'm doing Philadelphia.
Hey.
Yes. So, and then ending in LA. So 5 cities this year.
Okay.
Right.
So, the timing of this again is after the premiere of the season, but plenty more opportunities to go check out a watch party, and heard nothing but good things. So one day I'll make there.
See you at one.
Yeah. I moved away from New York at the wrong time, so that's on me, but I'll make it around. I'm in Michigan now.
Okay. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So if you're ever anywhere this way, I will be there, or I'll just make the drive. So, Azah, where can people find you online if they are not following you?
Yes, you can find me Azah_Awasum at Twitter. I don't call it X, I call it Twitter. You can hit me at Wonderful World of Oz, Wonderful World of AZ on Instagram, and then Azah_Awasum on the TikTok.
There we go. All right. Thank you, Azah, so much for joining us. Aman, what is going on for you? Drag Race is over.
Yes, at this point, Drag Race has concluded. So all of our coverage is over there. You can find me just on RHAP this summer, covering all things BB27. And that is it for me for right now.
I will say, shout out to Beth. I don't know if Beth is regularly listening over here, but she doubles down on the plugs. When you drop the plugs at the end of the podcast,
I'll be forgetting to plug my own damn show.
Well, you don't usually forget. You did one time recently, but she usually just jumps on top of your plug and gives it a second plug. And I'm just like, Beth, what a good friend.
Yes,
but we knew that already.
Beth is amazing. Shout out to Beth.
So check everything out with the BB27 coverage, of course, over on RHAP. Aman and I will both be popping in there. Check me out on the Free Agents podcast, talking all things The Challenge, The Traders, all these other reality shows, and check us out on patreon.com/The Diary Room if you want to get access to our losers brackets, where we'll talk about these 3 losers from today, the battle back votes, where we get one player every 5 episodes back into the competition. Maybe it'll be Joey, Matt, or Chris. Maybe not. And all the episodes go up early, so a couple days early and ad-free and all that fun stuff. So thank you again, Azah, so much for joining us. Aman, let's go.
Yes, our thanks to BB23 legend, cookout legend, premiere party, season watch party legend, Awasum, the awesome Awasum.
Thank you. I love when people call me awesome. Thank you.
And until next time, guys, please go to the diary room.